is asking him for something or the other they want. See, one person comes and asks him, oh, I want children. Somebody comes and asks him, I have children, but I'm so fed up with them. They're making me go mad. I wish they were not there even. And there is somebody who's asking, I want to get married. And there are some people who say, I'm married, but I'm such a problem I have. My God, how am I going to solve it? Please solve these problems at least with me. So everybody is going on behind him, bugging him for this. Somebody says, my wife is beautiful. She's so beautiful. But everybody keeps staring at her, nobody is staring at me. I don't know what to do. And somebody says, my wife is not so beautiful. Make her a little fair at least, or make her a little better. So the God wonders what's happening. He gets bugged. He says, no, I have to run. So he runs away to the mountains. He runs away to the mountains and sits there. Still there's a huge queue there. Everybody's following him. He goes to hills, mountains, somewhere, Rameshwaram at the beach, whatever you call it, he goes and runs away, all the places. But they're there. They're following him. In the end he says, wait, let me go and hide somewhere where they're not going to find me. So what he does is, he goes and hides himself in the human heart. He hides himself in your heart. He's there in your heart. It's there in everybody's heart. If you go and sit and meditate and you get into a nice, state, your mind is still, you can talk to him. He's in your heart. So whenever you meet somebody, that when I learned this, whenever I met somebody, I felt, oh, God is in him. So there's a different, way that you speak to the person. When you meet a person, you know what you do when you come to the temples? You do namaste, you do namaskara. And what does namaskara mean? That you're saluting to the God there. But in this thing, even in Indonesia, I've seen when you do a namaste to the person also, namaskar. Namaste, you do that. Every time you meet somebody and somebody says Jai Shri Krishna, somebody says something else, and you just do a namaste. And what happens is, basically what you're trying to say is, you are saluting to the divine in that person. That's what it actually means. You are saluting to the divine in that person. And there's a way that you can do this is, when you put your hand, I'll just show you, when you put your hand to the heart, in between your heart there's a heart chakra. So when you do that, you're actually activating that heart chakra. And when you do that to somebody, smile to somebody, meet him and tell him that, and you feel there's God in that person, it's a lot of difference when you meet that person then. And you put your hand down there to that. Actually, you're doing a favor to yourself because you're activating your heart chakra. I've seen Indonesians also put up the hands when they're meeting, and it's excellent. So, next time when you meet a person, whenever you're doing a namaste or whatever you're doing, look into them, smile, and you feel that there's God in that person. So when there's God in everybody, we have a tough time having relationships with people. At home we find it difficult. You can make money, but I find it so difficult that people have good relationships with their folks at home, with their children, with their spouses. It's so difficult. Now there was this one priest, who used to keep praying to God. He kept praying to God, and one day there was a flood in the village. And when there was a flood in the village, he was going to go drown. So somebody comes and throws a wood piece and tells him, come on, take that wood, come on, and you come to the safety. But he says, no, I'm not going to come. God is going to come down and help me. He waits for a little longer. There's a boatman who comes in and he tells him, come sit down on my boat, I'm going to take you there. He says, oh, God is going to come in. I pray to him every day. He's going to come down and help me. Third thing, when the water is going completely high, he goes to the rooftop of his house and there's a helicopter coming there. When the helicopter comes there, they send the rope and this guy, come on, climb up, man. He says, no, God is going to come and help me. So what happens is, he dies. He dies. And when he goes up, he asks God, What happened? I'm praying to you every day. You didn't come down and help me at all. He said, what? I came 3 times. 3 times I came. So what is this? Moral of the story is that God doesn't come down, thud. Yeah, come, I've helped you. He comes in the form of somebody or the other. Now when you come to the satsang, you listen to so many talks. Sometimes you hear something which you know, click, works, and you find you are helped. Your life has changed for something or the other. So that was another, and there was another person who's keeping on praying to God, I want a car, I want a good wife, I want a beautiful wife, my bungalow I want all these things. But he doesn't get anything, it seems. So, keeps on praying and God comes down again and he says, what are you doing? He says, I'm praying, but why aren't you not giving me anything? He says, and you know what? My neighbor is getting everything. He's getting the car, he's getting the beautiful wife, he's getting the bungalow, he's getting everything. Why am I not getting anything? He says, see, that person is basically always when he prays, he thanks me for what he has given. That attitude of gratitude, which is very important in life. If God also only gives people to whom those who thank Him for so many things that He's provided to you. He's given you a body, He's given you so many things, He's given you everything. And if you're not thanking Him for that, if God doesn't do it, how do you expect human beings to do it? If you go home, your husband is working so hard, he's making his money, and if you only started cribbing about it, you know what he doesn't do. Take your time, take it, and have some gratitude for what he's been doing, the hard work that he's putting in. And it should also be the other way around. The husband, when he comes back, all we do, basically I'll tell you what we'll end up doing is, we always point out their mistakes. All we remember is the mistakes. Today I've come to a wedding function to attend. All that in the end we remember is, this person didn't call me at this time, I wasn't called to the stage, why? Why was that person not called? But all the other things that person did, the amount of effort he put in to make that wedding function good, nice, everything, that is forgotten. All we remember is what he doesn't do. You know, you can remember it. You met so many people in life. So many people have done so many good things to you. But what do we remember? We only remember the wrong things. We remember what he hadn't done. What he said something which hurt you. But what about the 10 things that he did for you? So we must have this gratitude. Even God wants it. So, you know, you go back home and you say to your husband, boss, thank you for so many things. Or you go to your wife and say, I don't think anybody has already gone and said it. You know, the girl comes, leaves her house, comes to your house, leaves her parents. That exact is such a big sacrifice too. It's a big sacrifice. You leave your house and come to your house, it's such a big sacrifice. And the fact that she's there with you and she's doing so many things for you. Nobody's perfect, let's face it. Nobody is perfect. We don't have, God has made us, but nobody is perfect in the sense. So everybody has some minus points and we have our plus points. Just enjoy the plus points, I would say, of the person and forget about the minus points. So keep telling that person, I don't know, I changed my life for 6 months. I used to have a lot of fights with my wife the whole day. And after I learned all these tricks, I would say tricks of the trade, or tricks of living a good married life, or having a good happy life. After I learned that trick of the trade and it just worked. There was another thing that helped me to really live a blissful life. This is called a law of attraction, or how you use your subconscious mind. Whatever you think, you start getting. If you're watching TV and going to sleep every night, there's an article in the newspaper which I brought with me, it's in the bag. It says this man used to sit and watch all these serials where you see husband has gone here, the wife has gone here, that's one's getting married to somebody and they want to see whom he's going to marry next. Or how many wives has he got. Whether he married the girl's brother or he didn't marry the girl's brother. So you know, so many things that we sit and see which actually gets into your subconscious mind. It works into you. The law of attraction says that whatever you think, you start getting it. And you know, it's just like, you know, how many wives must have told their husbands sometimes, when you come back from office, please buy this thing and come home. How many times? And the husband says, I forgot. I mean, every day he travels from one room to the other, he forgot. Why did he forget? Because it was put into his subconscious mind. Every day he travels that way. Every day he travels, it's got into their subconscious mind. If you've ever learned how to drive a car, you know, your first time you learn is you put your brake, you put the accelerator and everything. Now what happens? You got used to it. You're just driving it. So that's your subconscious mind. You've actually put it into your subconscious mind. So there are two ways to put it in your subconscious mind. See, if you want to attract money also, you can say, you know, you can keep remembering about money. You can attract money. You want to attract good health, you start dreaming that I'm going to exercise in the morning and start doing it. You want to attract good relationships, you can do it. Just as the car driving, you learn how to drive the car and you can do this. You keep telling yourself, I have a good relationship with my wife, with my parents, with my son. It will start putting into your mind and the thoughts will just come back to you. So one is you keep telling yourself, the other way is, you know, to do a small meditation. You know, meditation is just that your brain activity, your brain has got some electrical energy. When at the conscious level, the brain level working is more. And when you just go to sleep, you know, when your mind is still calm, you get into a state called an alpha state. So once you get into the alpha state, then you can start feeding in what you want in your subconscious mind. And whatever you start feeding in your subconscious mind, you know, it starts working. Conscious mind is something every day that you're seeing, but subconscious mind is 24 hours working. I started doing that. So the minute I wanted to argue with my wife, you know, it stopped. The picture of my lovely picture with my wife always moving around came into me and I stopped arguing. You know, a lot of things you learn that you're not supposed to argue, you don't do this, you don't do this. There are so many tips that you can learn. But then what happens is you don't really do it. You know, there are tips like, you know, women are different, men are different. Till we learn that women, why are women different? You know, the two mistakes that we do in life is, when a woman talks to a husband, you know, she talks about her problems. And what does the man do? He starts giving solutions. He gives it very fast. Hey, this happens, so do this, do this, do this. You know, man has always got solutions ready with him. But the woman doesn't want the solutions. She wants to be heard. She just wants to be heard. So all you do is just sit. I know, you know, a woman likes to talk. Let's face it, women are. You know, God has made them that. And I'll tell you, it's in everybody's life it is that. And the mistake I did all my life too. I never used to listen to her. I used to give her solutions and then we used to go mad and she'll tell me something and I'll tell her something and say, go. And then you'll end up with a quarrel and you're sitting with her this thing. So when I learned this trick, I would call it a tip for a happy marriage. When I learned this, oh God, what a fool I was. All I had to do was just listen to her. So all you do is just sit and listen to her. And that's all. And she is going to be very happy about it. All you do is tell her all the good points about herself daily. Tell her, I love you. And I tell you, nobody's very rare you do that. Everybody feels it's, you know, understood. It's understood. But let me tell you, it's not understood because, you know, that feeling, it's like, you know, I don't know how many of you are doing jobs here. When the boss tells you, keeps telling you every day, you know, you did this wrong, you did this wrong, you did this wrong, you did this wrong, why did you do like this, why did you do like this, what happens to you? You feel, my God, all the things that I did, he never told me. All that little things that I did wrong, he was always telling me. So you always feel, why am I working at this place? Why am I working at this place? The guy doesn't appreciate what it, you know, appreciating somebody is like food for the soul. So you start appreciating somebody else, whether it's in the home, whether it's with servants, whether I would say anywhere. But then how would you say, how do you criticize somebody? All you do is tell him some 10 good things about him, 3 good things about him, and then tell him, okay, you did this very well, but this job you didn't do very well. So it makes a lot of difference. It's like taking a pill, you know, the sugar-coated pill. So you tell him also, but you don't tell him straight directly, but the whole day, then he's going to run away one day, definitely. He'll say, sorry boss, I can't stay to your job, though I get the money, but if you do not tell me something, you know, so you work the other way around also. You're definitely going to appreciate.